And we're live.
Don't
Hello,
anybody say
everybody.
No,
Silence.
Everyone-
is everything.
bros.
Silence is everywhere.
Can they see us?
How did they see us?
They can't see us if we don't move.
Are they
Yeah.
watching?
It's like a predator.
Welcome to the Movie Podium, everyone. We're a
Hi.
weekly podcast where we collectively choose a movie to watch, and at the end of the week, we get together and talk about it. It's kind of like a book
But
club.
for movies.
But for
But-
movies. Oh man, I got to get a sound effect that's like a bunch of people saying like, "But for movies."
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Or we could all just yell at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's always
We could all go on cue for once.
no.
But no.
We
Ooh,
tried
that'd
that.
be
We
rough.
can't do that.
No, we cannot do that at all. Yeah, we tried that for the sort of kind of funny podcast. That was really rough.
Whoa,
was
which
like,
was a
wait, what do I
spectacular
say?
Success,
Yeah.
especially that part.
They were like, "Oh yeah, you guys should say this." Like, okay,
It was a
each person
disaster.
say a different thing, and I'm like, "Oh no, this is gonna be bad. You are setting us up for failure." I'm so sorry.
Man. Well, this week's film was based on the upcoming movie, which we're pretty pumped to go see, and also to accomplish wonder. Yes, that's the super lame tagline of this movie.
Accomplish
without-
wonder.
Accomplish wonder. It's the only tagline I could find for this movie.
I wonder how they came up with that shitty tagline.
It's pretty bad. And without further ado, we present our next movie.
My father believed that if the world found out who I really was, they'd reject me. He was convinced that the world wasn't ready. What do you think?
Well, that was epic, at least.
I
And-
wonder what happened to the Oneaters.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, John.
And tonight we ask if this is a podium movie on the all-time DC Universe films.
I'm excited to hear Dave's take on this.
Hmm.
I was going through DC movies, and it's in
it's
my
interesting.
eyes, it's pretty bleak.
Yeah, definitely.
The
And
catalog?
yeah, from
like all of the DC comic book movies.
yep.
They're not great.
No, there's not a lot of good ones. I'm
We'll
also
get into
excited,
that later, though.
for sure. I'm excited to hear John's take on this movie
My
because
microphone's really far away, and I just forgot.
oh, there we go.
Is that
Hey, there we go.
Not
can,
Superman.
can everybody hear me now?
Oh, that sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear John's take because me, him, and Daniel did the original Superman movie, and
Yeah.
this is a stark difference between the two movies. There are a
Yes.
lot of differences, so
you
curious to see
also-
that take.
You released the video that Daniel did a long time ago. The difference.
Yes, I
between the
re-released
first one
that.
and okay, yeah,
Yeah,
That's
I
such a good
re-released that
movie.
yeah, definitely.
or that's such a good video movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I
Jesus.
think we did a good job on that one, really pointing out the differences because there are a ton, and on purpose. What's his name? Zack Snyder really did point things out
What's
on
his name?
purpose. So
What's his name?
we'll get to that. But I'm your host, Matt Scott. I'm here with my dudes, Eric,
Hello.
Dave.
Hey, Matt.
Hello, John.
Hello, John.
Hello, John.
Hello, John. Hello, John.
Let's hit that intro and cheers.
I like
Okay.
it. It's just-
Cheers.
it goes, "Yeah."
I'm out of my drink. It's a
There's a
shame.
bug in my room.
Oh no, it's like the.
Are you okay? Are you gonna make it?
It's not big.
Do you need me to come over there with the Dyson and vacuum it up?
I might be cool with it staying there through the episode.
Oh, that's like the Breaking Bad episode where
I'm
they're
gonna
in
keep
the
my eye
lab.
on it because if it moves,
Which Breaking Bad episode?
Yeah, it's like I think the last season, and they're in the lab making meth, and like the whole episode is them chasing the fly around because it's driving them nuts. So,
I don't
like,
remember that one
it's a
at
very
all.
bizarre
Are
episode
they
because
high
it has,
on their own supply?
no, but like it has nothing to do with the plot. There's no plot advancement. It's the entire the entire episode is them chasing a fly. It's
Well,
like a
this
monster
isn't-
movie of the week.
This
in
isn't the
X-Files.
TV podium because
Sorry.
of that. This is the movie podium.
Yeah, back to movies.
Sorry to derail the podcast.
Well, you've
with
already
the
done it,
bug
Dave.
worm. Anyway, did you say that Man of Steel is like a remake of one of the original Superman movies?
No, it's not technically a remake. It's just a reboot of the series, if you will.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
its sole thing.
Yeah, it is.
All right, that's what I thought.
Like they
Yeah.
start
You tricked me.
No, yeah, sorry. No,
No,
I
you
mean,
did. You tricked me.
It's kind of
That Trixie Mats.
in a little bit, it kind of mirrors the original Superman movie because in the original Superman, it tells the story of him becoming Superman, like growing up. And you also see General Zod being sent to the, wherever the
Phantom Zone.
Phantom
Yeah,
Zone.
Phantom
Thank you.
Zone.
But
And
wait
you
a
see, and you see
John
that
did his
in the
research.
original. Yeah, definitely. We see that in the original
I've been
movie.
preparing my whole life for this.
And then what happens in the second Superman is that General Zod comes back. So this is kind of like a combination of the two,
Mhm.
basically. So not
J-
exactly a remake.
Because I've never seen the original too.
It's awesome. Yeah, that's really good. I actually might go watch Superman 2 before or after this, before we
Feeling
go see it.
suddenly compelled.
Yeah, just to
If
compare.
If they made a comedy, they should call him General Zodball. But
Oh.
wait, I think I
I
have a
was gonna
sound
say, I
effect
think
for
you
that.
have that. Waiting.
We don't have a rim.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You need the loser game show sound for that one.
Yes, we do. The one that you always send after a Kevin text in group chat.
Yes. Well, before we get into the episode, we'd like to thank all our Patreon members. Thanks for following us on this
Yes.
journey. If you haven't checked us out,
Thank
join
you.
us at Patreon and also check out our. Oh, yeah, there we go. Thanks,
Alex,
Luke.
Marcus,
He's our
Zach,
newest.
Luke Rudder.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, very awesome. Yeah, go check us out there or check us out on our website at themoviepodium.net.
Yep.
We're still selling these koozies.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
not run out yet.
Yeah.
Much to Matt's
Still in
dismay.
stock.
If you want to check us out on Patreon, it's patreon.com/themoviepodium. And like
Well
Matt
done.
said, it's themoviepodium.net because we are too cheap for the .com.
Yeah, we're too cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, cool.
We're
That's what I
Too
meant.
punk. Too punk
Cool
Pat.
thing.
Yeah.
Too punk.
Too punk Pat. All right, let's get into some random ass facts. Let's do it.
Dude, fucking trigger finger Eric. He was-
Oh, I like that. That's good.
Dude, it's
That was
I gotta
good.
keep you guessing. Like sometimes
smooth.
I'm on it, and sometimes it's just like crickets.
Waiting.
Just
waiting.
change
waiting. Hold on.
compliments to fastball.
Bueller.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. First fact, this actually is above Thor and got a 7.1 or a Thor.1 on IMDb.
I don't know about it.
Just above Thor.
I like
Alright.
it better than Thor.
I think
But
mean, I-
not by much. I think it's fair.
I think Thor.1 is a fair, maybe like a Thor.05.
Yeah, maybe just a Thor. Well, it's above Thor, but I think Thor is overrated. So maybe I think it's like a 6.8.
Oh,
what?
I think this movie is like a 6.8, and Thor is
And he
really
thinks
like a
Thor is
6.5.
even lower.
A Thor point or minus Thor.2.
That's questioning the whole foundation of our
I am.
system here.
It's because Thor is overrated. Let's be honest.
Thor is rated.
So it got a Thor.1, believe it or not.
Thor.1.
Hey, what
is
were
great.
you said you weren't comfortable with the rating. In which direction?
I think it should be like a 6.8.
I think because we made Thor the median.
No, we didn't make it.
No,
The internet
we did,
made
though. It is. Because all we do is talk
That's-
about is it
a
is it
Kelvin
Thor
scale.
or
Yeah.
not Thor.
it. That's true.
So
It is
we
the
made
reference
Thor
point.
the median, and Thor isn't very much in the middle.
Right.
Thing we need to recalibrate.
No. We'll never
Whoa.
recalibrate. So what do you think, Dave? Do you think it's like better than Thor?
I think it's Thor.
It is like the
Dave has
same
spoken.
movie. It's very similar. It feels like it.
I think it had much higher than Thor potential. I mean, not higher than me, of course.
It had higher than Thor hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a better movie made.
It kind of got in its own way in ways
It does.
talk about later.
Yeah, it does. All right,
Stay
more
tuned.
facts. Yeah, stay tuned.
Hit them facts.
More facts. So Henry Cavill, who is, Superman,
I thought it was
Clark
Cavill.
Kent. Cavill. I think it's Cavill. Whatever.
Maybe it's spelled Cavill, but okay.
I think it's
That's
Cavill.
how I say it in my head, but
Yeah,
I hardly
pretty
ever
sure it's
say it
Cavill.
out loud.
I mean, you don't say the Civil War.
Well, it's too. I don't know. I mean, you Google it. Well, I'm looking at this. I bet it's Cavill.
Don't
By the
don't
way,
tell me what to do, man.
Is he American or not?
Yes.
I don't think you can ask that question anymore.
Yeah, this is America Month, by the way. The month of July is America Month, just so everybody knows who's tuning in.
How did
But
Man of
he's
Steel make
technically an
it into
alien
America
too.
Month?
So
Well, Independence Day started it, which really
Yeah.
isn't necessarily about America. And
But they're
Superman
from
kind of
America.
right, and Superman kind of embodies America, the red, white, and blue, and
yeah,
all that
he's
stuff.
definitely like
So
American.
it's just kind of
All right.
we're kind of just
All
teetering
out.
the line here.
Yeah, we fell into a category, and we're going with it.
So Team America is next week for those listening or watching, and then the week after, Team America will be doing Rocky IV.
Nice.
That's right. Yeah.
And stay tuned for the last week of the month.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a poll.
Woo. All right, so back to Henry Cavill. I swear that's how you
Thank
pronounce it.
Thank you.
He actually auditioned for the
Cavill.
original or Superman Returns, which came out in 2006, and he did not get it and was pretty devastated. So you can imagine when he actually got the role, 8 years later, 7 years later.
Man, that's the one in 2006. I feel like I don't remember that one at all.
It's
I feel
decent.
like that was bad.
I think it's underrated. It definitely was lower than Thor. It's I think in the 5s, maybe 6. I actually think it's underrated though. I watched it
just
again.
want to say a really cool
good.
moment of me watching that movie at the Jungle Drive-In movie theater in Park.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
There were thunderbolts at the moment of Krypton exploding when I saw
Whoa.
Whoa.
it. This
That's
is fucking
awesome.
cool. The rest of the movie was okay, but that was cool.
I mean that's pretty awesome.
Again, and I thought it was pretty good actually. It was a lot better than I remember. Speaking of Henry Cavill, man, I swear, he pushed for having chest hair on screen, saying that Superman was all natural, and that I guess that he wanted to appear natural on screen and not have any CGI to his body. So that
Even in his suit?
not necessarily, just the shirtless scenes.
That's practical.
Don't touch me.
Whatever. Right,
He was
whatever.
probably lifting weights for like 7 or 8 years straight since he got rejected from that.
Probably.
Like, I'm gonna crush them.
Actually, it's probably true. A couple more. Ben Affleck was offered the chance to direct this movie. He turned it down, saying that there were way too many visual effect shots that he couldn't handle. Like, he just didn't have the experience. Of course, later on, he would end up being Bruce Wayne in the sequel to this movie, Batman versus Superman.
Do you remember who was the villain in that movie? Matt?
All right, I'm Googling Henry Cavill.
It's Cavill. I already Googled it and told you that it's Cavill.
Nah.
Sounds like Henry
Cavill.
Cavill.
Oh my gosh. I wish we could play on air.
Well, I've heard it both ways. Matt says Cavill, Cavill, tomato, potato.
Yeah, tomato, potato.
Paris, Perry, whatever.
It's really, I mean, some things get lost in translation from British English to American English.
That's right.
But he's American, isn't he?
No, is he?
I don't know.
He's a British.
Oh,
actor.
he's British.
Oh, he's
Okay.
British. Okay.
So there.
You
I'll
guys
blame
are.
it.
This
We
is
are-
this is a movie
We're
podcast.
inspired
You don't
of
know
all
where the
standards.
actor is from.
We know
hey,
how to
listen,
pronounce
We're not
his
big
name.
Henry
We know his nationality.
fans.
Matt, say it.
No. I refuse. The first cut of this movie was 3.5 hours long. Thank
Holy
dog. For
shit.
that.
Wow.
Yikes.
I'd definitely watch Henry Cavill prancing around for 3.5 hours in that Superman suit.
Oh man. And then last one, there's I guess a part of the score where they needed a lot of drummers. And so they went out and found some of the most well-known live session drummers or session drummers, including Pharrell Williams, believe it or not, is a drummer in this movie. Sheila E., John Robinson, Trevor Lawrence Jr., who played with Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Stevie Wonder, Danny Carey, and also Matt Chamberlain, who has played with Pearl Jam, David Bowie, Elton John, Bob Dylan, and a shit ton of other artists I wrote because there's way too many. So they
Why? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, so apparently there's a scene where they need a lot of drummers, and so they just went out and found every big well-known live session drummer.
I like how you skipped over Danny Carey, who might like he's from Tool,
Right.
but everyone regards him as like the best
One of
drummer
the-
ever.
Yeah. Yeah,
like
Batman.
I saw
Pharrell.
Tool and I was like, oh, I'm gonna leave out Tool. I looked all of them
Eric
up.
didn't let it happen. Eric was like, "Don't you dare!"
Yeah, we got to go back to this Tool thing.
Ding, ding.
What the fuck was that?
That was some Michael Chisholm.
Oh yeah.
That was Michael Chisholm.
Was that is that Walk This Way from
Bam.
Aerosmith?
No, that's Walk by
Are you
Pantera.
trying to do?
It's Chisholm. Michael Chisholm. All right, let's get into some categories.
Okay.
I want to hear
I'm
you do
having
more
a-
tools.
It's the
I
only Tool song I know. I never listened to them. All right,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
that other one.
yeah, it's
Do
the
that
other
other
one.
one, you know.
Another one.
Oh no, I don't know any others.
Yeah, I feel like there could be a generic Tool song. Like, all right, Tool song, go.
I think if you're a Tool fan, you might know Tool. All right, favorite thing about the movie. Let's go with Eric.
I'm glad you called on me because I definitely had my notes up, and I'm not just stalling because I definitely had my notes up. I said it was a good old-fashioned Superman movie. Like, just seeing him become Superman was pretty cool. And like,
Yeah.
Superman's kind of like he's like the, I guess, archetype superhero. Like, he's just the every superhero.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it was cool to see him again. I haven't
Yeah.
seen a Superman movie in a long time.
Yeah, no, totally agree. Definitely. And
He really
it's a cool
does have
origin
all
story.
the powers. It's like,
He
yep,
sure does. Yeah.
he's like superhero man.
Superhero man.
Yeah,
Super
basically.
superhero.
Superman. Let's see, Kevin Davis. We got no matter how the public try to spin this, Superman should be overperformed domestic and international at the box office. DC Studios brand damage is affecting this film. Yeah, I could see that. There's a lot of
Yeah.
movies coming out with DC that are just, I mean, we'll get into that at the end of this podcast about how, there's not a ton of good DC movies, and I think it might hurt the popularity of this one. Totally agree.
It's like their signature, I want to say look, but it's not even just the look. It's like the whole cadence of everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this upcoming movie is going to be awesome, and it's getting a lot of good reviews, but it might be overshadowed by the DC universe and how clunky it really is.
It's also hard to do Superman as like the hero of heroes.
Yeah,
I feel
it
like
definitely is.
as a Superman fan, I'm always hyped for Superman, and then it's like I feel like it doesn't quite come through on film. I'm like, no, it should be more epic.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Back to go ahead.
Sorry, no, keep going. I was gonna transition into a negative thing, but I'm gonna wait until later.
Yeah, let's wait. Dave, what was your favorite thing?
Kevin Costner makes the perfect Clark Kent dad.
He's pretty good. I mean, I think all the acting. I mean, just one of my favorite things about this movie is the acting. So I would totally agree with that.
They really like splurge for the actors too. Like
Yes.
when we watched the movie, Chelsea was like, "I know everyone in this movie."
I know. Yeah, Amy Adams. I mean, big names, right? Amy Adams, Kevin Costner, Diane Lane.
But I
Henry
mean, this
Cavill.
was. I guess also this was like DC's first attempt at going up against Marvel, other than Batman.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, this was in 2013,
13.
correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So
like,
what? The
Marvel-
Dark Knight had come out, and Batman Returns.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Knight. Well, all the Dark Knight movies at this point had come out.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises had already come out.
Yeah, I think that came out in 2012. I want to say. So all of them.
Yeah, I
had
think
come
they were
out.
trying to ride that wave and be like, and now here's Superman. But I think
Yes, agreed.
this movie got a little messed up, and wasn't there supposed to be a sequel that they didn't do? And
Yes. Yeah, they're actually supposed to be a trilogy.
Yeah, feels like it kind of got bungled.
Yeah. I mean, they ended up making a sequel. It was Batman versus Superman, literally.
Oh, yeah, but I meant like a continuation.
Correct.
Of,
this was supposed to be
sets it up perfectly. Like, okay, now he's starting as a reporter.
Right. Exactly.
Planet.
Yeah, and I thought that was a great way to end it, and it was supposed to be a trilogy. You're absolutely right. Yeah, so
what was Dave's favorite thing?
Kevin Costner makes.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. We got back on the negative thing.
No, I mean, I'll go with that because, like I said, all the actors are great, and not only are they big names, but I think they really perform well. Like Dave said, Kevin Costner, I think, does a great job. Also, Martha Kent's great. Amy Adams does a great job as Lois Lane. Though I am a lot of times comparing it to the original Superman just because that's fresh in my mind, and there are some similarities. And while I think all the acting's good, I still don't think it compares to the original one. But my other favorite thing that I had was I really like the villain of General Zod as opposed to Lex Luthor. And I like Lex Luthor as well, don't get me wrong. But it's nice to see somebody other than Lex Luthor for the casual viewer. That's the one bad guy everybody knows. Yeah. So to get anyone else in there is pretty cool. Not to mention someone from Krypton. And I really like the plot line of, trying to harvest that planet to be the next Krypton as opposed to Earth. And I really like how they intertwine. So the plot's pretty cool. And I like General Zod a lot. Those are, some pretty cool things to see in this.
Yeah.
John, what about you?
I had some overlap with you and Dave. Casting, I think, was like my top thing. Every actor was a great cast and performed well. There were some areas where I think they were hurt by the writing.
Yeah.
Which I'll probably get into later. And then I guess another thing I liked, which is super general, is the ambition of the movie, because they had a lot of Superman plot lines to try and condense in the movie, which I think helped it or hindered it in the end because they had a lot going on. In the original, that story split up into 2 movies.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But I liked to see that whole his face off with General Zod come, full circle in that first movie was really great. I appreciated the attempt, I guess, to tell it all, but it was a lot of heavy lifting for one movie. And like you said, 3.5 hours was the original cut.
Ooh.
This was 2.5, and it feels like a long 2.5.
It does.
Yes, it sure does.
I watched it twice, believe it or not. and it
I'm
did feel
getting
pretty
too
long.
negative in my likes for this movie.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it is time to get there. So, least favorite thing about the movie.
Let's go.
And John, let's do a snake draft. So you're first.
Okay, the writing. There's, I guess, a few key moments where I'm like,
I think you're gonna say what I'm gonna say.
yeah, some of the writing doesn't make sense. I'll pick one thing. I'll pick, two characters. I'll go with Lois,
Mm.
where she had just, had this scene where she basically big dicks Christopher Maloney and is like, yeah, I'm not your average girl. And then when she goes to her tent, she's like, what if I need to tinkle? And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, that's yeah.
But also having to do with her was just like, it was an interesting, I guess, zigzag for them to take. But the fact that she follows Superman into his secret hideout, like right off the rip.
I
And it's
know
like,
that was
wow,
really
she knows
fast.
a lot about Superman all of a sudden. And a lot of the, I guess, a lot of the interesting parts of the Superman story is, for me, Lois unraveling the mystery of Superman.
Yeah, definitely. And also meeting Superman and Clark Kent kind of at the same time is what we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, it was only Superman, so that was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was a weird sequencing, but, I mean, like I said, they took a lot of kind of bold steps in this movie to tell a lot in
one confusing thing to me is, so does she know he's already Clark Kent when he arrives at the end of the movie? Because generally I would say no, it's part of whatever, we're supposed to believe that she doesn't know that's Clark Kent. He wears glasses, right?
Oh yeah, it's one of the weakest things about the Superman story.
I know, but I'm not even questioning that, but I am questioning, so there's scenes where she sees him without his suit on, like at the gravesite, right, where he's looking for his dad.
Yeah.
That's the same look that he would have as Clark Kent, like that. Okay, like we're getting into parts where it's like maybe she already knows he's Clark Kent because that's Martha's, right?
Yeah, I think I think that was the storyline. Like, obviously she knew it was him when he started there,
which I don't like
there's,
that.
There's literally a scene earlier in the movie where she yells out Clark as he's like running away.
Sorry.
So like, she
I was gonna say through the whole movie. Well, from the point of her tracing him back to the farmhouse.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense, absolutely. But it's kind of a weird thing at the end of the movie when he they almost hint that she doesn't know. I mean, I don't. Just the way it was presented to us.
I think it's supposed to
be what I mean?
like a tongue-in-cheek.
It is, I think. I think you're right. I just don't like it. Like, I don't like that. It's one of my least favorite things is that whole concept. Like, I like what John was saying.
It's
like
the whole, she knows who Superman is. She doesn't know who this Clark Kent fella is, but she does know who Clark is.
Mm-hmm. So I like and I like when she doesn't know who anybody is, and like John said, she's kind of unraveling that, and that's part of the romance of it. It's like a three-way.
Superman.
It's a good
they had
cheese coney three-way,
man.
Right? Yeah, they had a lot to get through.
Yeah. My other least favorite thing, I'll go on this. And Dan and I have talked about this a little bit, and he talked about it on his video that we just put out or re-released, but there's a lot of dark vibes in this, and it feels like Zack Snyder's trying to just be Batman. And I think Eric, you kind of mentioned it, it's kind of piggybacking off that. It's very dark, and Superman just really isn't that dark. I mean, he's not designed to be. And so like the end, when a specific scene is obviously Superman snapping General Zod's neck. Christopher Nolan, who has a producer credit in this movie, hated that. Did not like that he had to kill General Zod, and said you could have just covered his eyes. and apparently that wasn't enough, and Zack Snyder had to be super dark and be like, well, he's still learning And you're like, well, he's been learning for how many years? Like,
Yeah.
okay, that's lame. That's not.
Oh yeah, and how long
at
has
all.
General Zod had to learn how to function in this new environment?
Yeah.
2
well,
hours, maybe?
oh,
3
God.
hours? 1
But-
hour?
so
I don't
even-
know.
So even Christopher Nolan,
Not
who was a
33 years.
producer. Yeah, exactly. So like I didn't like that vibe at all. I didn't like the dark vibe. I mean, again, I'm comparing it to the original. And I do think it's cool that it was epic, but I think it's a little too dark. So maybe a combination of the original and this one would be the best.
I
Mhm.
think that was Zack Snyder's attempt to try to keep Superman in line with Batman.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
that way there would be like kind of a feud.
Yeah, definitely. Dave, what was your least favorite thing?
Opening the movie with a birth scene.
Interesting.
Do they do that
but
in Thor too?
And that probably was my least favorite thing about the Thor movie also. No, but every time that somebody wants to reboot a comic book series or a comic book character, it's always a goddamn origin story.
Yeah, you're right.
We've had the origin story
Yeah.
before. Just give me something where he's already in the middle of being Superman or whatever the hell.
Dude,
Like,
that's one of the cool things about the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson. Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause,
I
like,
really
he's-
like the Batman.
Yeah, exactly. You don't he's already Batman.
Yep.
You don't have to go through the same thing over again.
hmm
Well,
yeah,
and
you don't have to review who is Batman.
Yeah.
well, and the Superman Returns movie from 2006. That's kind of the concept as well. He had left, like he didn't think he was needed anymore, and so he had left. And so there's articles Lois Lane wrote about how Superman left us, so we don't need him and stuff like that. And so like I thought that was a cool concept too. And so I agree that this is just another origin story.
Yeah. That Superman Returns comes after, like, I don't know if they took it if they made it after Superman 2, but that franchise made 4 movies altogether.
Yeah,
got
right.
pretty smelly at the end. But
Yeah, so I've heard. I haven't gotten past 1, so
Superman 3 is pretty cool because
yeah.
there's some memorable parts for me, and it's the inspiration for the scam in Office Space.
Oh, that's awesome. Eric, what was your least favorite thing?
I had a couple things. The first thing I wrote down was, did we really need a 20-minute build-up before we even got to see Superman do Superman stuff?
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's,
Well, like what Dave
it's in
said.
line with Dave's. Like, it doesn't, like, it can be an origin story, I guess, but like you can abbreviate that.
Mhm.
Like, they should have abbreviated. I
They
think.
could have done it through flashbacks. Like,
Yeah.
there were flashbacks all over the place. They could have had Russell Crowe telling him all this shit as his ghost or whatever on the ship.
That's
It's
true.
like they
Yep.
used it. It's like they used it all to develop Zod's story.
Yeah.
When again,
Yeah.
like you could just have Zod be part of the flashback things with Russell Crowe, like John said.
Yeah, and like one on that note, in the Star Trek reboots, when I can't remember his name, but the one dude came back in time to like, I can't remember the thing. I can't remember the story exactly, but he came back in time, but he's like just a normal guy, but he's fucking crazy strong and like super, like no one can hurt him. He's and it's kind of like you didn't need to see the origin story. Like it kind of played out. It unraveled as it went.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my first thing, but also like by the end of it, it's just I feel like it's the DC destruction fatigue, I guess is what I would call it. Like every fight scene is like them destroying like a town or like a building, or it's
Sure.
I understand that they're like super powerful,
Yeah.
you know, but just seeing it like that little attention paid to whatever they're destroying.
It's like watered down because you've seen
Yeah.
it like 100
Exactly.
times already.
And I mean,
Yeah.
to add to that, that's not even Superman's style. Like, he actually cares about his planet that he has adopted as his own. So he has no intention to just completely destroy it willy-nilly, throwing General Zod around. That's just not how Superman operates. And unfortunately, they did not take that direction. So you're completely right on that as well.
But, yeah, I mean, I think it also extends into other movies. I know, like the Justice League movie. At the end there,
that.
I've seen it like once or twice, and like at the end there, it just like it feels like you're on a different planet, and like, but you're not, and everything's destroyed, and they're all still destroying things.
Yeah,
and it's just like.
It's like the Rampage video game where it's just everything is destroyed.
Yes.
There's nothing left.
Yeah. So that was the overarching thing that I had an issue with.
No, I think those are all good. Yeah, I think those are the best parts or best gripes of this movie. Absolutely. All right, moving on. Who won this movie? All right, let's go with John.
I honestly have a blank here, but just shooting from the hip, and this is, the obvious answer. Humans.
Damn it, John, you took my answer.
Ah.
The people of Earth.
Yeah,
they got their planet
we
back. It didn't
survived.
become Krypton.
That's the second week in a row we've picked Earth. Maybe Team America World Police.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You guys picked Earth last week?
For Independence
It's Independence Day.
Earthlings.
Yeah, Homo sapiens.
Yeah. I said Superman because I generally go with whoever the comic book hero is in the movie, unless there's specific reasons why I wouldn't. So I went with Superman.
Yeah, I mean, that's clear cut.
The other.
Right.
Yeah.
Woo. What about you, Dave?
I went with Henry Cavill.
You mean Cavill? Henry Cavill. Yes. Henry Cavill. I've heard of him.
This kind of launched his career, didn't it?
Sort of.
I mean,
I don't know if you look
him
up
more opportunities, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
If you look up his IMDb, it's kind of all over the place. He actually had a good start with a few different movies, and then kind of had a lull, and then this was more of like a resurgence for him. So yeah, I mean, it definitely helped him.
I like that pick.
He played The Witcher.
That's right.
I feel like it sort of got him on the map, or maybe back on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back on the
no.
planet.
Oh no, we just happened to come across your channel right now. Are you guys including spoilers for the new Superman 2? My tickets aren't available this Monday at IMAX. Had to wait because I wanted to bring my kid. No, we are not doing spoilers, so no worries there. We're actually
even
reviewing...
though John is like the king of spoilers, but he doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
No, we're going to see it this weekend. We got tickets.
Oh yeah, and then after that, they're gonna put a bag over my head. And, cloister me somewhere until it's done showing in theaters.
Yeah, Dave, thank you for the comment. But no, we watched the 2013 movie, and we're just answering some questions on that in anticipation for the new one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so that one was called Man of Steel. What is this one even called? I'm going to see it, and I can't even remember now.
It's called Superman.
Is it really?
What's it about?
All right, let's get to the next category, shall we? Favorite song, moment, or score scene? It's hilarious. All right, so for me, the score scene, because I'll take that. I didn't think anything really stands out, and it's like specifically because it's Hans Zimmer. I mean, he does a great job, but kind of again referring to the original, I really like John Williams, and so this was more of a dark score. So I didn't really dislike it, but I didn't really love it. So I didn't really have anything that stood out. Do you guys?
Yeah, I'm gonna side with you, Matt. I left this one blank because like the music just worked. It
Yeah, it's
helped,
good. It's really good.
Yeah, it helped move the story along.
I liked the music when he learned to fly.
Yeah,
Nice.
very nice. John?
I wish I could remember what it sounded
Yeah,
like.
I know. That's what I mean.
I believe you that it was cool.
I'll say that I thought generally the score worked for me. Yeah, I guess it was dark in tone now that I think of it, but I think it brought like the the whole like epicness of these world-ending battles. But the only real song I think I picked up, not to say that the soundtrack's not a real song, but a song inserted into the movie was Chris Cornell's "Seasons."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wandering. And yeah, I think it hit just right. He's wandering after he saves those people from the oil rig and
Yeah.
figuring himself out, I guess.
Yep.
So I like that one.
Oh, nice.
Oh, hold on one sec. I forgot to say another thing about my least favorite thing. Like, why did Kevin Costner just like let the tornado take him?
Hit him. I know.
Oh yeah.
Like,
So
don't
with the
do
writing,
anything.
I veered away from that because I thought Matt was going to mention that. About
I forgot to,
Yeah,
but like
sad.
that's just ridiculous. Like,
Because he knew, he knew that the human race wasn't ready for him yet.
Yeah,
he
so
didn't
I
even
felt-
try like running away though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He broke
fair.
his ankle in the door.
Fair.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Dave says the drums at the very beginning, as Jarrell jumps on that giant seahorse thing, sets the tone immediately.
I
Yeah,
did not
definitely
say
agree. So we are kind of talking about that earlier with, I believe that's one of the scenes where they have Pharrell Williams drumming and a bunch of other,
They
maybe
use
the
all
Tool
the
drummer.
unsung drummers.
Yeah, the
Did
Tool
they
guy.
pay all those people?
guy.
It sounds like they cost a lot.
Yeah, there's quite a few drummers that are very well known for some of those scenes. So they're
Those
really
drums
cool.
sound expensive.
Yeah, exactly. Uh,
Eric, what you were saying about how John Kent died, I felt that should have there was a lot inferred by him just waving him off and saying like, "No, let me die." I feel like they should have done something else where he's like pinned under a truck or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
And he's like having a conversation with his dad,
Yeah.
like, "I can lift this off of you."
And it's either like he could like Clark can run to the overpass and not not show anyone that he can lift things, or he can lift it and save his dad, but his dad's like, no, don't do that. I feel like that would have been way better, not just him standing in the road like, hold on, I
Sure.
got this.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm
Lights
finally
down.
gonna fly.
Gotta die now.
Bye.
Yeah.
Eric, I'm surprised. What did you think of all the like sun flare shots?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, there were aplenty.
I didn't think they were that bad.
Like they're cool, but I just don't think it's the vibe for Superman.
I don't think it like adds anything.
Yeah.
I feel like it's there to add like some kind of like hazy like
Star Trek
back in
vibe.
time effect, like
Yeah.
what's the word I'm thinking? I can't think of right now.
Retro or
Flashback.
sort of antique.
Flashback, yeah.
Supposed to make it feel like it's more of a flashback scene, like
Yeah.
it be like having those flares and stuff. I think, but it just messed. I don't know. I couldn't stop staring at him.
Yeah, it didn't detract for me at all, but I did notice them, and like I
there
feel
were
like
quite a few of them.
they could have toned it down a little bit, I guess.
Chill
Yeah.
out, man.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to offend you, Dave.
I had
I'm so
another
sorry.
question for Eric in that sort of arena.
Ooh,
which is
okay.
a thing I noticed and got a little distracting is how, and specifically when these scenes are all basically, computer rendered, but they're doing this like zoom effect
Yes.
And it's like, oh, it's hard to keep this ship in frame. And I'm like,
Yes.
this is all computer generated. Couldn't you just make a better shot?
That sort of shot was super ultra popular
Yeah.
during that time. Like it was in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It was in Star Trek, I think. It was in it was in like any like sort of space movie. It's
Thor.
like they have like a wide shot and they're like it's slowly panning or like
Yeah.
you know,
They're
stably
trying to
panning.
set the scale of space.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're trying to zoom in exactly, and they have this like kind of shaky camera.
Yeah, it's supposed to just simulate like craziness
Yeah.
vibes in
I
space.
did clock that one. That's not one of my favorite shots. I do not like that shot, but it worked, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad. That's cool that you caught it. Because usually
Again,
you wouldn't, or like it would. Did it take you out of the storyline or anything, John?
Oh, no, I just noticed it a couple times, but like it's also sometimes a little disorienting, but also other stuff like those fight sequences are disorienting too.
Yeah. Which
So
they're
it
supposed
wasn't
to be.
it wasn't as noticeable as like that stuff, but
I will say Christopher Nolan was a producer on this, so I could see that being part of the influence as well. Trying to be as as out there as possible with some of the shots, so I could see that being an influence on this movie. You can see it in time or in parts. I think this next category is going to be pretty easy to answer considering this weekend. Does this movie get made now? I mean, a version of it's getting made now.
I don't think it does.
No more.
Henry Cavill is not coming back to Superman.
He was very pissed about that, apparently. Like,
oh, really?
I guess this dude is like super into Superman.
I know that he's like a big like comic book nerd.
Yeah.
I know
he
that.
is. And he tried out for the original Man of Steel. And now apparently they had taken him away as Superman, and like he's not happy about it. Like he was like, I can't believe they got rid of me. But
I remember
the story.
that.
He's a little older, and
they're like, we're going on without Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
Cavill.
Like he tried to publicly say, like, yeah, I'm okay with it, but it doesn't sound like he's quite okay with it.
No, he's not. And I mean, that was 12 years ago. So like, I don't know the exact plot line of this movie, but I'm guessing he doesn't look the same as he did 12 years ago. So it makes kind of sense there.
Now.
Right.
I think Dave got it right. If DC wants to make money, they will make another one.
Yeah. That's 1,000,000%.
Cash out, baby.
What is this? Oh, early projections still have Man of Steel beating. Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Really?
I think it's probably because of the way people are seeing movies now. I just feel like there's less moviegoers now, right?
Beating in terms of
than 10 years
that
ago.
Be like sales or something?
Yeah, box office.
Ticket sales,
Yeah.
Tickets?
Yeah, I'm sure you have to adjust that all kinds of ways.
Oh yeah, adjusted for inflation. Exactly. No, I do like I am not surprised by that. Just the way that I feel like less people in general are going to see movies. You don't see a lot of movies knocking out of the park. Blockbuster
become available a lot quicker, so people will just wait if they. Just
I know. We did that for Wicked. I mean, we knew it was going to come out on Peacock like 3 weeks later. Why go see it? You know, I can see it on my couch. Now, Superman, I would say it would be awesome to see. That's why we're going to see it.
I still enjoy the big screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. Absolutely. All right, now this next one is going to be pretty fun, I think. There's a lot of good lines in this movie, so favorite line from the movie. Eric, you want to go first?
Yeah, I only have one, so I
All
don't want anyone to steal it.
That's fair.
Colonel Hardy's on his way, and he's got Superman in tow. Superman? The alien, sir. That's what they're calling him now. Superman.
Super. Yeah. Very
The
good.
alien, sir.
The alien.
The alien, sir.
Nice. I had one from I thought General Zod again was a really awesome bad guy in this. From all things, like just taking it out of the rest of the movie, I do think General Zod's
Mhm.
awesome. He had some really cool quotes in there. I liked when he said, "I will harvest the codex from your son's corpse and rebuild Krypton atop his bones."
Yeah, that was
Pretty dark and epic.
pretty fucking dark.
Pretty
We
awesome.
surrender.
Yeah.
That's
He had
cool,
some
man.
good lines.
I'll give it to you. That's fine.
Yeah.
Dave?
People are afraid of what they don't understand.
Yeah, I had that one too. I
Ain't
totally
that the
agree.
truth?
Yeah, I totally agree. I had that one as well. Because, Kevin Costner had some good insight. John?
I got a couple here from Christopher Maloney that I think I'll reserve.
I forgot he's in this.
But one, I think it's truly a little corny, but it comes at a pivotal moment, and it's the priest or whatever that he's
Yeah.
confessing to, and the priest tells him as he's walking out, sometimes you have to take a leap of faith, and then the trust comes later.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, that's a good
don't
one.
know if I agree with the line, but it was definitely seemed sort of pivotal and like, all right, this guy's
Stoic.
here to basically tell Superman this, and then
Yeah.
he decides to basically, be the sacrificial lamb of humanity.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Oh, yeah.
Jesus is over him in the stained glass window.
Yeah, this is
I
a good
will
one.
find him.
I know, yes. Again, General Zod was awesome. Michael Shannon is like, he was born to play a good villain. Like,
Yeah,
he
I
is
was-
so good at playing a villain.
Yeah, I don't want to, pop too hard when you say good villain, but when he was playing this, it was one of those things where it's like, man, I get his rationale, but he is still one
Yeah.
crazy bad guy.
Oh, there's the scene when he's trying to basically convince Superman or Clark to, turn against his, adopted planet.
You're one of us. You're a Kryptonian.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, he's kind of right. And then, but it's like, oh, but he wants to commit genocide. It's like, wow. But
You
like,
got
you're
pros, you got cons. You know?
so
I
you're
mean,
right though.
that
It's not
was the way
genocide
he
to
was
him.
bred in the genocide chamber.
Right.
Fall
Yeah.
into that.
Right. I also had a quote again, another Kevin Costner quote when he's with Clark in the room and he's talking about the origin of how they found Clark, and he talks about how they brought the chamber into the metallurgist, and he's like, he had no idea where it came from, and then I liked what he said after that when he said, "You're the answer, son. You're the answer to are we alone in the universe?" That was like my X-Files.
Yeah.
The truth is out there quote. So I like that.
Yeah, that is a
Got
cool
it.
line.
Nailed it.
Nailed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that one kind of gave me goosebumps. Like that was like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
why we like Superman. He's not from this planet. So I thought that was well done. Any other ones?
That's all I had.
I'll do my Christopher Maloney lines.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
go for it.
The first one, because they kind of tie together, and I just kind of love how it was wrapped up. But when the Kryptonians get off the ship and they're like, the vice commander or whatever comes over and she's like, "We want to have this woman come to the ship." Christopher Maloney's like, that wasn't part of the deal. And she goes, "Shall we tell them you're unwilling to comply?" And he says, "I don't care what you tell them." It was simple enough, but I liked it because he basically stuck up for her, Amy
Stuck up
Adams,
for
who
mankind.
Yeah.
they had a rivalry with before this all happened.
Right.
Yeah.
And then later, when he's on the plane with Superman's ship, that vice commander's basically, hunting him down again,
Mm-hmm.
about ready to kill him, and he repeats a line back to her and says, "A good death is its own reward." and then he dives the plane into
That's awesome.
the two engines and makes the antimatter go boom.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck yeah.
That's a good one. Oh, we got another from Dave. Cal is a stranger to our ways. We can forgive any lapses in decorum. This should be a time of celebration, not conflict.
Mhm.
Yeah, very good.
That's when he's starting to manipulate him.
Exactly. Yeah, it's well done. I totally agree. All right, let's go to our next category. Most rewatchable scene. For the DVD fans out there, we like to call our AB repeat moment. If you ever mess with that, we had lots of those.
No one knows what DVDs are.
It's like a Blu-ray, almost identical to a Blu-ray, but it's
about the same size
older.
as
Or a laser
compact
disc. Yeah, remember those laser discs? They were
Those
monsters.
are huge, yeah.
They were
Now
Put this
now you
into the machine.
now you sound like an old man.
I do have some gray in my beard right now. So
Yeah,
I'm
you
pretty
do.
old.
Julie and I
not
are watching.
something
Julie and I are watching Love Island, and one of the
Oh,
people
God.
on the show is like, "Oh yeah, I get down to some like old like oldies like old Katy Perry, like early 2000s."
Katy Perry is an oldies. Oh my god. we're
And I-
so old.
I was just like, "Oh man, that's so
That's
sad to
new.
hear."
That's
Oh.
classic. I'll maybe let you have classic, but not an oldie.
Dave said anything including burning eyeball laser scenes. Very true. Yeah, those are awesome. My favorite was the bus scene where he helps the kids.
Yeah.
It just shows you like, oh shit, he's Superman. Like, I like any of those. Well, I didn't necessarily like the one where he did at the steel plant, but I really like the kid one because I mean, at that time, he still doesn't know his true heights of his powers or really at all. So, like, being able to discover that on the fly and us getting to see that was really cool. And I like any of the origin story from like when he's a kid. It's like clearly he didn't just go from A to Z. Like, he definitely had moments as a kid where he learned that he could throw a bus or,
Yeah.
jump
Which
to a tall
exposes-
building. Like, you don't just.
Exposes another huge plot hole because he was able to like save that bus of kids and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, it was a traumatic event. You were probably hallucinating," but he wasn't able to just quickly save his dad and be like, "Oh,
Well,
yeah, I
We're
was
just
extremely motivated."
Well, his dad was trying to tell him not to do it. I don't necessarily agree with the concept, but I understand why they did that. But again, doesn't mean I agree with the direction it was supposed to go in.
Right.
For those moments, watch Smallville.
Oh yes, I know. I actually never watched Smallville. Have you guys?
I have
I've
not.
seen bits
That
of
was
it.
on the WB, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
No, I remember it coming out, and I remember it being advertised in some of the Superman comics I was reading.
Yeah.
All right,
What
my
about you
favorite
guys?
AB repeat moment is Lois Lane fucking around and finding out whenever she walks onto Superman's ship. She takes a picture of the thing.
That
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
like
Whips
parrot
the
looking
shit
thing.
out of her.
Yeah, that was awesome. Definitely a good AB repeat.
Yeah.
Yep. What about you, Eric?
You said not the oil rig one, but I like that one a lot.
Oh, nice.
Him like because they say like they're like, oh yeah, they're the people on there are goners. Don't like just like
Sure.
leave them there. But he's like, nope, I'm gonna go get.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna go
honestly,
get him.
that's why you want to watch Superman, right? I mean, you want him
Yeah.
to be able to do shit like that. Where if I watch Batman, I don't expect him to do stuff like that. So if he did that,
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, that's not Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah, so, like-
Superman's more helping, like saving a whole bunch of people, and Batman
I'm all-
seems more like beating up bad guys in the
and being and being a detective,
Yeah.
So like I those scenes are awesome. I like any of those scenes.
Yeah.
Really
The,
cool to see.
The reaction to the reaction from the truck driver whenever he saw the art piece that Superman created out of his truck. outside.
Yes, that was awesome. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot. Now, Superman would not do that. Again, that's not something he would do, is get
Yeah.
revenge on somebody over a petty fight. Like, that's not Superman. So, but yeah, you're right. The reaction is amazing. Like that, but then again, that feels like Wolverine did it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's true.
So, you know, some of the splitting hairs.
That was
there.
mine too, by the way.
Oh, it was.
Him, yeah, just because the whole time, he's getting bullied and can't fight back. So
Sure.
one time he does fight back in some way to just discreetly.
Yeah, it's not
fuck that
hurting
dude's
him.
world up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's cool.
Which is funny because, like, that's the whole thing with Superman is he is able to, deny that human compulsion
Exactly.
for revenge.
Right. Exactly.
So that's why
How
it
do I
satisfies
make
a mere
Superman
mortal
dark?
such as myself.
Yeah. What, Dave?
How do I make Superman dark?
Yeah.
That's
I
what
mean,
Zack
basically.
Snyder was thinking.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got snapping General Zod's neck. Very brutal scene.
Yeah.
Again, that's definitely an AV repeat moment. I can definitely agree with that.
I
When
wish.
he tells him to stop,
Yeah.
and his last words are "never."
I wish they
Yeah.
would have cut back to the family that Zod almost just
You're
cut
right.
in half, and they're like, "Thanks for not letting them laser us to death."
I wonder if that makes the podium for Snap Necks.
Ooh.
Oh, that is a good idea for a podium. Next race.
Oh, we've got a strong opinion here. Movie File says, yes, it is the greatest comic book film of all time. Wow,
all
that is
time,
a
okay.
strong opinion.
Yeah.
We
Is that
might need some
Daniel?
more.
No, Daniel said any scene with Ma and Clark.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Daniel is here. Hey, Daniel. Yeah,
Hey,
definitely like the Mong and Clark. I mean, Diane Lane can get down, so all good with her scenes.
I thought Movie File was Daniel trying to troll us.
No, we need some more movie file. We need a little more elaboration. Why do you think it's the best comic movie? We're definitely open ears for that. All right, next category. Most likely to be the off-screen drunk. What you guys got?
I got that
Who?
professor who just
Kevin?
so badly. Yeah,
The professor? His name's
professor-
Kevin?
huh?
Kevin.
Kevin?
No,
professor?
the professor. The guy that really wanted to like learn about the aliens and just didn't get the chance to because Lois kept getting involved with him.
The dude with glasses?
Yeah, the dude with
Okay,
the glass,
yeah.
like Emil or what?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
you fucking idiots! It's Kevin.
Oh, yeah. Daniel says, not even the best Superman film released this century. Again,
yes.
There we go.
I need more hot takes from. I need
Yeah.
more reasonable takes from
They're
Daniel.
bringing the heat vision.
And then
Now-
more hot takes from Movie File. Let's
Yeah,
just
let's
get
get
this
it.
battle go.
That's right. Let's get this going. And then Dave, yeah, I definitely agree. Kevin Costner likes to throw it back. We know that
Yeah.
for sure.
I
When he's
said
a dad.
Kevin.
Not when he is
Kevin
Clark Kent's
Costner.
dad.
Oh, that's fair. As Pa, that's true.
Now, whenever Kevin Costner is what's his name on fucking Yellowstone, yeah, he's tipping him back. All right, but not whenever he's Clark Kent's dad.
I actually said General Zod
He's a
because there's
reserved man that's putting his hand out and letting a tornado take him whenever it's a
that's
superhero.
fair.
That
fair.
man never had a drink in his life.
Gotta die now.
I
Man,
said
Bye.
that man went to church every Sunday morning, prayed before he went to bed.
yeah, I said General
Or
Zod
don't have a tornado come kill me.
because there's no joy in that dude at all. Like,
Yeah.
that's all he does is probably throw it back when he needs to.
Yeah.
Oh
I need
yeah,
my medicine.
this is a good answer actually. The drunk dude who lost his
Yeah.
truck at the bar.
What do you think he did when he went out and saw his?
Oh, he went back inside and
Oh,
kept
yeah,
drinking
yeah.
off screen.
It's like, oh god, this is the worst day ever.
That's awesome. Yeah, very good. Eric, what about you?
I said Kevin Costner.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Superman stole somebody's clothes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
did.
commits theft. He commits
Murder.
Well, yeah, murder.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I mean, but that was
Vandalism.
another alien. Do we have
Vandalism.
jurisdiction over that?
Property damage. Yeah.
Property damage, vandalism. Yeah, there's
He
a
basically fucks up New York.
yeah.
The
Metropolis.
crime of fucking
Wearing
up
blue
New
tights.
York.
Also true. All right, we got a couple more
Oh,
categories
actually,
here.
my drunk.
Oh, sorry. Who is it, Kevin?
I thought you were calling me Kevin.
For those who are new listeners on here, we have another guy on here named Kevin, and he is always the off-screen drunk when he's not on, and maybe sometimes he's the on-screen drunk when he's on as well. Always
Let's do
throwing back
Kevin's
bush
origin
lights.
story.
Gotta have a boosh.
He has Bush in his hand at all times. Even has a theme song for it.
So mine is Lois.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Exhibit A.
Wow.
She puts down that like double shot of whatever
Yeah.
real smooth
Yeah.
when she's
Oh,
talking
okay.
to that other reporter from whatever dirt sheet
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
throw a bone to. Exhibit 2 is her combat experience. She says, "Oh, I get writer's block when I don't have a flak jacket on," which tells me she's got some trauma to cope with. So
Wow.
for these reasons, she's my off-screen drunk.
Dang. You're acting
That's
like
good.
Batman with some detective work there.
Yeah.
Very
I
nice.
might have watched this movie once or twice.
that deserves some applause.
Yep.
Right.
Very nice. All right, we got a couple more categories left. Next category, we like to cast ourselves, so casting our friends. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, Eric,
Oh,
go
man.
for it.
Mine's blank.
Okay. I got you, Dave. So Matt is Superman because muscles.
No. No one was allowed to let Matt be Superman.
Yeah, Matt's Superman because muscles. John is Superman because he gets way high, all the way up in the atmosphere.
Oh, yeah, there's Superman.
I said Kevin is Superman because he's like that one scene when the asshole dude tried to shove him, but he's so obstinate that nothing matters. And then I said Dave is Lois because hot.
Yeah. Nice.
I'll go next because I have a very similar list. I have John as Superman because he gets high as hell. I
Hell
had
yeah.
Dave as Lois because hot. Yeah, can you take me higher? Says John.
Oh.
And Creed, Scottsdale.
Can you take me higher?
Oh yeah, there we go. I have Kevin as General Zod, only trained to work.
Honestly, I think I could
Hang on,
see.
I got a casting.
All right.
I've got Kevin as Superman because he couldn't swim that one time.
Oh man, throwback. Kevin can't swim.
I could see General Zod chain smoking up a storm. Too.
Oh yeah. And
Oh,
throwing
yeah.
him back. And then I have my last
Zack
one is
appears too rich.
my last one I have Eric as Jonathan Kent telling Clark to stay quiet and don't bring attention to yourself. That would be Eric's advice.
That is my advice
I
for
was-
just about everything.
I was looking for an atmosphere joke, and John beat me to it. It was so good.
All right, John, you want to bring up the rear?
Atmosphere's too rich. Gotta get myself
Okay.
a palm ball.
My castings are Kelv as John Kent, the old man, strong in his principles.
That's true.
Fair.
Matt is Jor-El because I know he's like kind of a fanboy for Russell Crowe and being like the scientist of the world and like trying to enlighten his son. I see Matt falling into that role. Eric, I have as Superman because he is the one who has the humility to handle all the superpowers,
Fair.
not abuse them,
Yeah,
have
that's good.
compassion, be strong in those respects. Dave is Lois because hot. He's the off-screen drunk.
Very nice. Well done.
We're just objectifying Dave over here.
But he's the off-screen drunk too.
That's true.
Actually, one of our recent YouTube videos, somebody commented on it and said, "You look like Henry Cavill." To me.
Who's that?
Yeah, who's Henry Cavill?
You look even more like him with your shirt off.
That's what Kelly said.
Yeah.
In that scene, I was like, "Oh god."
He's like, "Oh god, give me some clothes."
All right, 2 categories left. We got, is this a podium role for any of the top billed cast members? Here at the movie podium, an obvious theme is the podium, so we have a 1, 2, and 3. So we have a couple different themes for that. One is we like to talk about some of the actors and whether this is on their podium. So for the top billed cast members here,
For
for roles, yes, we've had that discrepancy before where it's either a role or is it one specific movie. We tend to lean towards roles, but if you're Kevin, who is the off-screen drunk, he likes to just pick out a movie and just not really accept that, a role is a role, right?
And if we ain't got no rolls, we ain't got no tolls.
Yep. We won't eat without
That's
those
hilarious.
rules.
Daniel's talking about my Finn Balor abs for those wrestling fans.
Oh,
out there.
nice.
But they're hairy like Henry Cavill.
Yeah, if you want to be a pro wrestler, you really gotta wax.
I know, it's too much maintenance.
Cavill.
All right. Back to that. I said, there's probably 3 top billed cast members in this case. I gotta say it again: Henry Cavill,
Cavill for sure.
Amy Adams, and Michael Shannon. I said no for Amy Adams. There's way too many movies that she's in where she's like the main role or one of the roles where it's her. So I said no. Michael Shannon, thought he's a great actor. Can anybody name his first movie he was ever in? I thought this was interesting. John might know.
Yeah, it's must be a small role.
It's very small.
Is it Hoosiers?
No, not that far back, but close. Groundhog Day.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's his
I don't
first role
remember
in the movie.
What? When I was looking him up for his podium, that came up.
What, Dave?
I said I found it as soon as you said it.
Yeah, isn't that hilarious? That was his first movie ever. I said this, The Iceman, if you guys have ever seen that movie. He's like kind of a anti-hero, but he plays a badass basically and just kills everyone. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he leads a double life where he's a mob hitman and like a family man, and
yeah, it's awesome.
He keeps those lives separate. It's good.
He was in Kangaroo Jack.
Was he the kangaroo?
No.
Is there a kangaroo in that
Anthony
movie?
Anderson in that movie too?
I honestly don't know.
Have you? And then the other one I had was Midnight Special. That's another really good movie with him
Anderson
in it.
is in Kangaroo Jack.
I thought he was. Can't say I've ever seen that, but yeah. So Michael Shannon again. He's played a lot of bad guy roles or that specific role, and he does such a good job at it. So but I did have him on for this movie. I said yes for his podium. I think he does such a good job as a villain in this.
I'll agree with that.
And then the last guy is Superman himself,
Henry
Cavill. Thank you. I'm glad Eric's on the train.
We will reveal if Henry Cavill.
Oh God,
is in his element.
Eric.
In this
I love
movie.
you.
I love you too.
I said so. We're going back to this conversation with him. He was in the movie The Count of Monte Cristo as a younger actor, and that movie rules. So I had him for that movie, and I thought his career would kind of take off after that, but it didn't necessarily. And then he's also in Stardust, another pretty neat movie. I had that on there, and then of course his main role is Superman, right?
Yeah.
For movies.
I said yes for him because, like, Superman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Dave says Russ is Gladiator. Definitely his top. Coster, Field of Dreams. Yeah, I would agree. Diane Lane. Ooh, Judge Dredd. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what we look for. We have 3 for each of the actors. So, yeah, well done. Definitely agree with those. Though I don't know about Diane Lane with Judge Dredd. This is a cool movie, though. You guys have any thoughts on those movies at all? These guys are kind of
movie
lower
I
echelon.
enjoyed with Henry Cavill was Enola Holmes.
Cavill.
Yeah, Enola Holmes.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, that's
But
a good one.
this is a podium movie for him, for me.
Yeah.
I could go on if you want me to continue.
I mean, talk about a few of them.
Oh, no, I don't know any more Henry Cavill movies beyond that.
What about Henry Cavill? Do you know of any of his movies?
Oh, Henry Cavill.
Dave, you got any other inputs?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just said yes for Henry Cavill because I'd said Henry Cavill because
You're
whenever
calling him Cavill now.
yeah, whenever I think of Superman, I think of him.
Yeah.
Nice. I agree. And then, yeah, so those are the top build.
Damn
Again,
it,
sorry. And then our last one for this week, as our title is explaining, is Man of Steel, or does Man of Steel make our podium for best DC movies of all time? I hope Movie File's still listening or watching, because we will get into if we think it is. And here it is. John, you want to start us off?
Yeah. This is not on my podium.
Wow, wow,
And
wow.
I hate to say that neither is any Superman movie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
what
Very
did make your
Kind
podium?
of surprising, actually.
Because, I mean, Batman's been done so much better in a million, several different ways.
Sure.
My bar for Superman is really high, not as high as me. So I have 2 Batman movies on my podium.
Okay.
Ooh, Batman.
I'm going to put in silver. I'm going to put the Batman.
Wait, where's Ron?
It's in my own order.
It's John's order. It's his list.
Yeah. So silver is the Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Okay, and silver is second place, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not the sports guy, so I just need to make sure I'm following.
Iron place. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh
Gold.
my god!
Gold will be the Dark Knight.
Okay. Nice.
And my bronze is the Watchmen.
Oh, very good.
Oh, I forgot about
The Watchmen. Yeah.
Very good. Nice. Dave says Batman 89 is a close tie with Man of Steel, followed by Snyder Cut of Justice League. Very different.
That's fucking
I like it.
It's so long. Yeah. I mean, the original movie is long
Yeah.
itself. I don't think I've seen the Snyder Cut.
No, I'm sure it's long. Definitely.
That's when he goes full Snyder.
Full
Yeah.
Snyder.
Dave, what say
Full
you,
Snyder.
Bills fan?
This does not make the podium. My number 3 is Wonder Woman.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Yeah.
My number 2 is the Batman.
Nice.
The
Robert
Batman.
Pattinson.
You're
And
silver.
then number 1 is Dark Knight.
Oh.
Nice.
We almost had identical podiums.
Daniel, are you on? I want to hear yours. And also Cinephile, if you're still on. Let's hear that.
No, movie file.
Movie File.
Cinephile.
Cinephile. Movie File.
File. Oh yeah, cinephile's the actual word.
Yeah, right. Eric, what about you?
Cinephile's a podcast with Amino Hassan and Zack Harper.
I don't know who those people are.
The wrestler? No, that's Luke Harper.
I know who that is. All right, Eric, what about you?
I said no.
Okay.
And I said that my number 3 was also Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay.
Number 2 is Batman Forever. And number 1 is The Dark Knight.
Nice.
Dark Knight.
So Dark Knight might end up winning. Okay, so I said no as well. I tried to pick a different franchise movie for each. So I kind of went with the role scenario. So I did not pick all Batman movies, or I probably would have done all Batman movies. I said my number 3 or my silver was the original Superman. My number 2.
Oh, okay.
The suit 79.
Your 3 or your silver?
Oh, sorry. If I said silver, I meant my bronze. But I said bronze.
You said silver.
Oh, sorry.
But you also said Cavill, not Cavill.
No, that is not a mispronunciation. So my bronze is the original Superman 79. It really did make a lasting impact when I watched it, and there's so many awesome things about it. My number 2, believe it or not, is the Dark Knight. So it didn't sweep. I know.
What is number 1?
The Watchmen.
The Watchmen. Okay.
Out of nowhere.
My number 1 is The Watchmen. The Watchmen?
Watchmen.
Watchmen.
The Watchmen?
I don't know.
The Watchman.
That movie, I was obsessed with that movie when it came out in college, and like it just blew me away because it was gritty. Weirdly enough. Yeah. It was gritty and awesome. It was just not, like no other superhero movie that I'd seen, and it still sticks with me. Daniel says gold is the Batman, silver is Superman 79. Ooh, another one. Ooh, and another Wonder Woman.
And he has Dark Knight
outside looking in.
Oh, okay. It's just Watchmen.
For Daniel.
And it's just Watchmen. Who's watching those? Watchmen. Not the Watchmen. Well, that concludes our podcast. Again, thanks for all of the interactions that we've had tonight. We really appreciate it. Hope everybody goes to see the new Superman movie. We're really excited. A couple of us are going to go see it together. And I can't wait for that. Tune in for next week when we are continuing our America week. And we are doing Team America
Month.
World Police. Yeah, not week. America Month.
We get a bonus week in America Month.
Yeah, so we have Team America World Police followed by Rocky 4, because of course America beats Russia. And we will have a poll.
Spoiler.
For the last one. Oh, yeah, sorry. We're not a spoiler podcast. Sorry, Dave. But I really appreciate the comment, and thanks for liking and subscribing. Love it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Dave
thanks
Lopez.
everybody.
We hope you and your kid enjoy Superman.
Yeah, Superman.
And Daniel does have a good point before we sign off. I also said that, and I agree. The Rush Dent ending is probably the one thing that doesn't necessarily put it to the top for me.
Yeah.
But, all right. Well, later, guys.
Bye,
See
y'all.
ya.
The credits roll now, the show is done. We watched the movie and had our fun. Thanks for hanging with us for so long. We'll see you next week on the movie podium.